Why sports betting should be legal throughout the United States. With many of us being from the capital region, we have probably all spent a day at the racetrack. While you're there, you've probably gambled a couple dollars and hope for the best when betting on a long shot. Whether you're successful or it was a failure, you still had that 3-minute lapse of joy cheering on that one horse. Now, what many of us don't understand is really how big the sports gambling industry is. The New York State racetracks alone bring in approximately $3 billion every season, and horse racing is really only a small piece of the pie. So that might give you a little sense on really how big this industry is. Ultimately, states have the last say on whether they want to allow or not allow sports gambling in their area. But with only 6 states fully legalizing sports gambling, I really don't understand why more of them aren't jumping on the bandwagon. As many of us know, Las Vegas is the party scene for most adults, with the never-ending casinos, the nightlife, and the tagline of "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." The constant attraction for tourists comes in and out every year. Now, Las Vegas is also one of the most active sports betting markets in the world. Their first sportsbook opened in the year of 1949, and it has grown exponentially since, with now there being approximately 200 sportsbooks today. With this, constant tourism is in and out, and a steady flow is able to keep their industry alive and well. Now, when we look at the sports betting industry in Nevada, especially from June 2018 to January 2012, we were really able to break down the exact revenue as to what they bring in. As you look at the graph, you can see a high point in around August, September, the beginning of football season of 2018 was $56.3 million in a month. And a low point in June of 2018, I'm not sure if you guys can see it because my camera might be blocking it, but a June 2018 was 2.7 million revenue. Now, for this city alone to be bringing in that much money is kind of breathtaking, to only have one centralized location where everyone can bet. Also, according to Charles Anderer, who wrote the never-ending American sports betting saga, approximates that there was nearly $1 billion a year bet on soccer alone worldwide. Continuing on with this, when we look at a more micro scale, we're able to break down how much money is really bet on singular sports events. One of the biggest sporting events in the United States, as we all know, is the Super Bowl. This shows the exact amount wagered from 2004 to 2020 of money wagered on the Super Bowl in Nevada. Now, we can see in 2018, it hit a high point of $158 million. Now, it's kind of freaky to take that into consideration because any business would like to be making that on a singular day in a 24-hour time frame, but 158 million in only one location, when if we were to put it into New York City or Miami or places like that, and where people wouldn't have to travel, that number could grow to almost 4 times the size. Now, another industry that is kind of newly being tapped into is the online gaming industry. With technology rapidly growing, and obviously in today's age with the pandemic going on, more and more people are trying to find ways to interact and basically not be bored throughout the day by doing stuff with technology. Whether it's video games or movies or Netflix or whatever it is, gaming is ultimately the same thing. According to Forbes, in the past 10 years, the online gaming industry has grown to nearly 200% market value. In 2009, it was listed at a $20.51 billion value, and now it's estimated at approximately $59.79 billion in 2020. Now, here's another graph as well as online revenue for sports betting, and these are some of the biggest online like daily fantasy sports companies, etc. But the thing is that only 6 states allow this online betting. The 6 states include Nevada, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Delaware, Rhode Island, and West Virginia. Now, I know that there's many companies such as Barstool Sports who do these promotions through betting, and they're centralized in New York City, and they ultimately have to travel to New Jersey just to do this promotion. My thing is why do we have to centralize it to only these 6 states? And for during this pandemic, many of these states are the economies are doing a lot better than others because they're still getting an influx of revenue due to these online sites being up. Carrying on with this, the ultimate benefits of sports gambling. They can be argued, but overall, where the sports books and casinos are located, there would be a steady flow of money to help the local economies. Along with this, you're able to use the taxes from the gaming industries to improve infrastructure, public works, and basically just everything around you. The median income would actually rise in the United States, and this income rise would also benefit because places would become more affordable, and that were once not quote unquote attractive would become more of a touristy location with something to do. And for example, you can use Saratoga Springs because as we see the population drops I think it's almost 2 times when we're out of the summer season. And when the summer season comes around, businesses prosper, restaurants are filled, the nightlife intensifies, and overall everyone is prosperous from it. Now, going along with the benefits, of course, there's the negatives. And the negatives are quite short, but it can include debt, addiction, and even affecting sporting games, such as fixing games or point shaming to ultimately swing a game one way or the other to make it the most profitable for the industry. Now, according to NBC News, they did a breakdown on the addictions in the United States, and approximately only 2.6% of Americans admit or are openly knowing to having a gambling addiction, which that's way less than alcohol and drugs. Now, being from Saratoga, I may have a bias towards this industry because I was surrounded by sports betting at a young age, but I too truly believe that the benefits of legal sports betting are immensely outweighing the negatives. And to me, I think it's not only beneficial for our economy, I think it's just beneficial for the whole United States as a whole. But thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you now agree with me and look further into the topic of sports betting. Thank you.